Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're tackling Elara Voss, the architect, the Ice Queen. We're going deep into the sources we have on her. Our mission, really, is to unpack these personal narratives. They paint this picture of incredible complexity.
Absolutely. It's not just about success, is it? It's about how a persona is built and how it can break.
Exactly. We're looking at the woman behind a $2 billion empire, someone whose mind was, well, literally engineered.
I mean, shattered. That moment of fracture is key.
It really is.
You know, she's presented as this perfect study in duality. Genius, vulnerability, ruthlessness, all packed into one person. A walking contradiction, essentially.
Let's start with her power base, maybe. The physical manifestation of it, her architecture.
Its starting point, because she doesn't just live somewhere, she constructs her reality.
Yeah, that Himalayan fortress. $2 billion.
Yeah.
Carved right into a mountain.
I mean, the scale itself is staggering, but the descriptions, the sources immediately tell you something's off.
How so?
They call it a sanctuary, right? But in the same breath, a gilded cage, and even a tomb.
Wow. Okay, so sanctuary, cage, tomb, that tells you a lot about her mindset.
It really does. It suggests this immense power she holds actually requires her own imprisonment. It's self-imposed.
And the place itself sounds dangerous. The walls gleam like wet, hungry scales of some ancient slumbering beast. That's not cozy.
Not cozy at all. It's armor. It's the lair of a predator, not a home. Even the light inside.
Yeah, I saw that. It's fractured into shards of amethyst and gold and a deep wounded crimson.
Exactly. Sharp, beautiful, but hostile. It's all part of the image, mirroring her persona.
The persona being, what, 28 years old? Looks like a queen in a starched white lab coat.
But the source adds that crucial detail. The lab coat is a fucking lie of purity. It's all control, sterility on the surface.
But there's that one crack, isn't there?
Yes. The hair, that's what struck me too. Everything else is controlled, precise, but her hair is a spill of midnight chaos.
So maybe one part of her she refuses, or maybe can't, tame.
Possibly. It hints at the underlying disorder, the thing she's constantly fighting to keep contained behind that perfect facade.
And the containment goes beyond just her appearance, the very air inside the fortress.
Oh, right. It's weaponized. Synthesized nectar, pheromones.
Described as a perfume designed to intoxicate, to seduce. She's literally drugging the atmosphere.
Making anyone who enters vulnerable, controllable through desire. It's fascinating. She engineers the temptation.
But the sources say she's its most willing victim, too.
Exactly. It's this feedback loop. She creates the magnetic field and then feeds off the responses she provokes.
Okay, so the fortress is one weapon. What about the weapon inside her, the source of her power, her cruelty?
That's the gene-spliced empathy, her defining gift, or maybe curse.
And this wasn't natural.
Not at all. It was a corporate experiment. They were trying to create the ultimate negotiator, the perfect human lie detector.
Sounds like something went wrong.
Yeah.
Or maybe, right, depending on their goals.
Well, it definitely went extreme. Her empathy isn't just understanding feelings, it's total immersion.
What do you mean immersion?
She doesn't just sense a subordinate's fear. She feels the frantic, bird-like flutter in her own body. She feels a rival's hot, dark, shameful pulse of desire.
Whoa. Okay, so she literally becomes their emotions.
That's how it's described. It gives her this incredible, almost surgical insight into people's vulnerabilities.
But why does that make her a psychopath, like the sources suggest? Wouldn't that kind of connection lead to, I don't know, compassion?
That's the twist. She learned to detach from the feeling while retaining the insight, and then she weaponized it. She sees all that raw human need as a symphony of vulnerability, and she positions herself as its cruelest, most ruthless conductor.
So she directs people's emotions against them.
Precisely. The goal isn't connection, it's control. She calls herself an artist of the human condition, using souls as my paint, painting in shades of ruin.
That's deeply unsettling. How does she actually do it? The manipulation tactics.
They're subtle, not brute force. It's described as unspooling a man's secret desire with just a whisper, something that feels like a caress, making the victim feel like the betrayal was their idea.
So she implants the suggestion.
Or twists existing feelings. What's really disturbing is how she messes with memory.
How so?
She can take someone's cherished memory, something fundamental to who they are, and just tweak it. So they remember her being the one who saved them, inserting herself into their past.
Psychological ownership. That's terrifying. It really makes you think, doesn't it? How secure are our own core memories?
Exactly. How much are we influenced by others rewriting our narratives?
Okay, let's switch gears slightly. The amnesia. This seems like a huge weakness for someone obsessed with control.
Right. The neural wipes, it feels counterintuitive.
But the source says it's necessary, a vicious side effect.
Necessary to maintain her edge, apparently. To purge betrayals too corrosive to remember, and, crucially, emotions that became too potent.
Too potent. Like love, connection.
That's the implication. What feelings do you have to systematically erase to stay functionally ruthless? It suggests the cost of her control is immense. It's erasing her own humanity piece by piece.
And it leaves her with these gaps.
Yeah, gaping, silent voids where faces, lovers, whispers should be, like reading a book with pages torn out. A constant sense of missing pieces.
That sounds maddening.
It is. But, true to form, she finds a way to spin it into a strength. She claims the amnesia gives her the ultimate power because it lets her rewrite a shared history with everyone she meets. No baggage.
So every encounter is a clean slate for manipulation.
A fresh canvas for her shades of ruin. She finds the game of reclamation, of figuring things out again, thrilling.
But that shield, the amnesia, it becomes her biggest vulnerability when the adversary shows up, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It's the chink in the armor. She's already having these dream fragments, right? About a man who knew her intimately, but she can't place him.
And then he arrives.
And he basically mirrors her own fear back at her. That question, have we met before? It hits exactly where she's weakest. Her shield becomes the target.
That arrival, it's the breaking point for her control system.
Completely. Her main weapon, that super empathy, it just fails. It recoils violently, like a hand jerked back from a flame.
Why? What's different about him?
It signals a greater predator, someone she can't read, can't manipulate.
The sources describe him very intensely. A silhouette carved from the shadows. An obsidian suit.
Possessing raw, physical, unforgiving power. A cataclysm. Even his scent, ancient cedar and cold, unforgiving steel. He's the opposite of her seductive, controlled environment. He's raw force.
And her empathy shatters.
That's the word used, shatters. When she tries to read him, all she gets is a mosaic of obsidian shards. Dissociative fugues, a terrifying absence.
So he's broken in a way that shields him from her.
Broken, or maybe just different, fundamentally inaccessible to her usual methods. He's impenetrable.
And that's what flicks the switch for her.
Yes. That impenetrability forces this huge internal shift. The realization hits her. He is my equal.
After playing chess with pigeons, she finally faces a king.
And that realization is described as both poison and an aphrodisiac. The thing she should run from is the thing she's suddenly, intensely drawn to. Control meets its match.
The confrontation itself, the physical one, it's immediate, isn't it? No games.
None. His touch is electric, brutal in its certainty. He just cuts through everything.
With that line, you are mine to touch.
Yeah. A claim. Raw, possessive. It bypasses all her defenses.
And the kiss. It's not portrayed romantically at all.
No, it's a conquest, a punishment, a branding, and her internal reaction is pure conflict.
Right. Her mind just splinters. This is wrong. Fighting against. This is everything.
And those vows she makes in her head simultaneously, I will destroy him for this, and I will let him destroy me. Total contradiction.
It's like her whole system overloading.
Which seems to happen literally. The sources mention their neural tech merging, a violent, beautiful flash that shorts out her higher reasoning.
So the Ice Queen persona, it just cracks wide open.
Shatters completely, leaving only raw sensation, raw vulnerability.
And the final nail in the coffin of her control is his understanding of her damage.
Exactly. The irony is their connection isn't built on shared strength, but shared loss, shared brokenness. When he says, you feel like a memory I can't fucking escape.
He's seeing her voids, the amnesia, the damage. He recognizes it because he shares it somehow.
It confirms their link is forged in mutual devastation.
So wrapping this up, what's the core takeaway for you, for our listeners? Elara Voss isn't just the controller.
No. I think the sources argue her true self, or maybe the most revealing part of her, emerges in that absolute loss of control, in the surrender.
It took an equal, someone just as ruthless and damaged, to break through the facade and show what was underneath.
Yeah. And that final thought she has, it's incredibly provocative. I am already falling, hard, fast, and without a parachute.
And the terrifying, exhilarating part is, for the first time in my life, I don't want one.
Right. So I think the question we leave you with is, what does that mean? When someone who built their entire existence on absolute control finds not just defeat, but liberation, maybe even desire, in total freefall, what happens then?